Well, good morning and welcome to Motivation Monday. And we'll just kind of jump in today to today's topic of finding your niche. I call this 6 steps to use to find your niche. If that's something that you'd be, trying to narrow things down. So that's always great to be able to, have a niche and that can really help you out as far as any kind of sales go. Okay. So as the way that kind of works, we want to kind of define our market. Okay. And when we talk about markets, there's really, two markets that we look at, consumer and business. So the division is, I think, fairly obvious. I mean, if you're selling women's clothing from a retail store, your target market is consumers. If you're selling, office supplies, your target is obviously business, right? But we all sell health insurance. So you can be marketing to both businesses and individuals. So we're not confined, but it should be better for you to define exactly what it is that you want to make an effort towards. If all you want to do is consumer, that's one strategy. And if you wanted to go towards businesses, that's another strategy. Okay, so kind of step 2 there is going to be to make a wish list. I mean, who do you want to who is it that you want to do business with? And here you want to be as specific as you can. I mean, look at a geographic range or the types of businesses or customers you want to target. If you don't know who you want to do business with, it's hard to make contact. You have to recognize that you can't do business with everyone. Otherwise, you kind of risk exhausting yourself and confusing your customers. The idea behind having a niche that you want to work in is you can, in this case, make smaller, bigger, right? A smaller segment allowing you to do more business in that sector. Okay, so an example would be targeting families with teenagers isn't specific enough. Okay, but targeting inner city families with incomes of 40,000 and up, that's a more defined target. Aiming at small business is too broad. Aiming at Chicago-based companies that have 15 employees or more would be a better goal. Okay. One other thing you could look at would be what's your target, right? And a lot of times we talk about red state, blue state, that sort of thing. Red states tend to have more insurance available, whereas the blue states tend to be the ones that restrict that short-term plan to 90 days, and you can't renew them. So you may want to be looking at, where in that geographic range that you want to target. Other examples would be how many of you have been like a real estate agent, okay? Most of these agents are part of an agency, but the agency doesn't provide health insurance. So better yet, target the owner and find out if they let vendors present at their weekly sales meetings. So you can, target things that way. I mean, I know a lot of people have been real estate agents. I'm not suggesting that, people do these things. I'm just trying to throw out ideas as we go along as to, how to target something that you have experience at already. So we want to focus on, make a list of the things that you do best and the skills that are associated with those. Look at your achievements, identify the most important lessons that you've learned, and then look for patterns to reveal your style or approach. Okay. So clarify what you want to sell, remembering that you can't be all things to all people. And like I said, smaller is bigger if you can find a niche. Your niche isn't the same as the field in which you work. For example, health insurance business is not a niche. That's actually a field, right? A more specific niche could be working with veterans. Okay, um, I'm a veteran. I belong to some veterans organizations. There are insurance carriers out there that specifically target veterans. So that would be a great one to use with your veterans organizations and offer to do seminars there. Something like that, where you can work with those that you know are ready, and then be providing a service. And your niche should come up naturally from your interest and experience. But other example would be if you had spent, 10 years working, in primary school education, and also spent those 10 years working as a basketball coach. You could decide that start your insurance business that specializes in youth sports teams, right? We all know that not all accident plans cover, being injured in athletic sports. So you would, research the market. There's all these, football leagues, baseball leagues, soccer leagues, basketball leagues, all these out there for children. And if they have accidents, you could be the go-to person, right? Focus on that kind of a market. I mean, there's, you got to just brainstorm, and that was what that step 2 was all about. Okay, at this stage, your niche should kind of begin to take shape as your ideas and client needs and wants, coalesce into to create something new. A good niche is going to have 5 qualities. It takes you where you want to go. In other words, it conforms to that long-term vision you have for your business. You have something that somebody else wants, so there are customers. You plan it out. Okay? Usually, it's the kind of one in a kind and be the only game in town. I don't know of anybody, going back to my last example, targeting youth sports. Yet, throughout the neighborhood are signs to join leagues every couple of months. I mean, that would be a great one to, just be that breaker to get into. So just remember, it involves in allowing you to develop different profit centers and still retain the core business. Okay. So that's going to give you that long-term success. Typically, that difficult part is finding customers. So what we can do with going back to the youth sports is, yeah, we're talking about selling an accident plan that only lasts a few months, but it got you an introduction into the home, and now you're able to really talk about all the health insurance that you offer. So that's what they mean by developing different profit centers. So you always have to evaluate your product or service against those 5 criteria. So when we get to step 5, it's time to evaluate your proposed product or that service against the 5 criteria. Perhaps you'll find that the niche you had in mind required more business travel than you're ready for. It means it doesn't fulfill the one of the above criteria, and it won't take you where you want to go. So scrap that and move on to the next, right? You just always have to have that constant evaluation of, is this taking you to where you want to go? I mean, there are just so many niches out there that I've thrown up some examples just off the top of my head. I knew a person who had another friend, because you always want to use your friends. if you can. And I don't mean to, use your friends. I mean, rely on them for input and stuff. But this person had a friend that was a probation officer. Well, remember that is a qualifying life event or an SEP if you're using Medicare, is being released from incarceration, right? And so one of the things that people getting out of prison want is to get established back into society. And one of the things they need is health insurance. So that person's niche was, working with released people from prison and helping them, get established again with their health insurance. So I mean, there's all kinds of things out there that you can do. I mean, but just kind of just continue to brainstorm and see if you can find something that fits into your area. And then we have to test. So you got to give people an opportunity to buy your product, offering samples. We don't give out samples of healthcare, but we can have like, mini seminars or develop a newsletter that you send out to your customers. And you can make that available to people. Now your test shouldn't cost you any money, okay? So if you spend a lot of money on, trying to initially test a market, you're probably doing something wrong. You just want to give people an opportunity to buy your product, but not just theoretically, but actually putting it out there. So I hope I have given you some ideas for just how to go about, either finding or creating a niche, and that would allow you to, really be able to, show what you can do and have a lot of, I don't know, opportunities to expand your business. My quote for today: wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning. That was Anton Chekhov. So we just want to continue to expand yourself and learn about your craft. That's what I have here for today. And I hope you guys have great, do great business here the rest of this week.